Hey guys, welcome to the next tutorial of ethical hacking and penetration testing via Kali Linux. Today I will be continuing with the digital signatures and the different basic parts of a cryptology or cryptography. So before I proceed, in our random oracle model, we can model a digital signature algorithm as well, and that can act as a random function that reduces any input message to a one-way hash value of fixed length, followed by a special kind of cipher block, or in which the elf will perform the operation in one direction known as signature for only one principal, while in the other direction it will perform a verification of anybody. So starting off with the basic parts of there are four basic parts in a cryptography. So the first one is the plain text. It is an unscrambled information to be transmitted, and it could be a simpler text document, a credit card number, a password, a bank account number, or sensitive information such as payroll data, personal information, or secret formula being transmitted between organizations. The second part is the ciphertext. A ciphertext represents a plain text rendered unintelligible by the application of a mathematical algorithm. Ciphertext is the encrypted plain text that is transmitted to the receiver. After that, we have the cryptographic algorithm. That's a mathematical formula which is used to scramble the plain text to yield the ciphertext. Converting plain text to ciphertext using the cryptographic algorithm is called as encryption, and converting the ciphertext back to plain text using the same cryptographic algorithm is called as the decryption. After that, we have the final part, that is the key. Mathematical value or formula or process that determines how a plain text message is encrypted or decrypted. The key is the only way to decipher the scrambled information. And yeah, these are the four parts of the actual cryptography and how it looks like. So, and finally we come to the advantages and disadvantages of cryptography. So even though public key cryptography is the accepted standard, it's not foolproof. For this reason, it has not completely replaced symmetric cryptography. So there are some advantages and disadvantages of it. The advantages being that the biggest advantage of public key cryptography is that the secure nature of the private key. In fact, it never needs to be transmitted or revealed to anyone. It enables the use of digital signatures and digital timestamps as well, which is as of now the very secure technique to signature authorization. So I will look into digital timestamps and digital signatures in a moment. The disadvantages are that transmission time for documents encrypted using public key cryptography and are significantly slower than the symmetric cryptography. In fact, transmission of very large documents is prohibitive. And the other part is that the key sizes must be significantly larger than symmetric cryptography to achieve the same level of protection. And the final con would be that the public key cryptography is susceptible to impersonation attacks. So yeah, no one can be held responsible for that though. So let me explain this to you with an example. The ABC company maintains a payroll information for a variety of organizations. The payroll information is frequently transmitted over the internet from participating companies. So for security reasons, the ABC company conducts all of its internet transactions using public key cryptography. The company owns both public and private key encryption. The public key is made available to all participating organizations and in fact is openly available to anyone who wants to download it from the ABC website. The private key is kept secure in bank vault at, let's say, ABC headquarters. So when the XYZ company wants to transmit its payroll data to the ABC company, it first encrypts the data using the ABC company's public key. Once it is encrypted, the scrambled payroll data is transmitted securely over the internet to the ABC company's processing department. If the information is intercepted along the way, all the interceptors will see is scrambled information and nothing else. Even if the public key, which is very possible, they will not be able to unscramble the information. So the only private key can do that. Once the information is received by ABC, the private key is used to unscramble the information, allowing the processing document to process the payroll. Using symmetric cryptography, the ABC company would have to deliver through some secure means such as a courier a copy of its one and only private key. Since the same key is used to both encrypt and decrypt the information, both sender and receiver must have a copy. So if XYZ is a new client for ABC, ABC must first send a copy of the secret key so that XYZ can encrypt its payload information and transmit it to ABC. ABC, using the same key, decrypts the XYZ information and processes the payroll data. Since a system is only as strong as its the weakest link, key security during transmission becomes an important or extremely important for XYZ as encrypting the data. As mentioned earlier, public key cryptography lends itself to a new technology called as digital signatures. Digital signatures involve a reversing of the normal public-private encryption-decryption process. So here is an example that demonstrates its use. I'll give you one more example for that. Let's say Mary wants to, Let's say, for example, Mary wants to send the ABC company a request for a special document. Before the ABC company can send that document, they must be assured that the requester is actually Mary and not some person impersonating her. So a digital signature can verify Mary's validity to ABC in such a way. Mary first encrypts her name using her private key. She then encrypts the request along with the encrypted name using the ABC company's well-known public key. When the ABC company receives the message, it decrypts the request using its private key and then decrypt the signature using Mary's well-publicized public key. If the name decrypts successfully, then it must be Mary's signature, since she is the only one who could have encrypted it with her secret private key. The request can be safely processed. Digital signatures are gaining popularity in many internet transactions involving signature verification such as contracts and other legal negotiations, as well as court documents. Recent enhancements to digital signatures include such as digital timestamps. Digital timestamps apply when a criteria to a digital signature by attaching a widely publicized document or summary number to the signature. The summary number is only produced at some given point of time, which is essentially linking the signature to a certain date or time. It's an especially effective technology since it doesn't rely on the security of keys. But there are several other ways as to how you can go ahead and protect your key. One of them is that you need to be smart so that any other person who is actually going ahead and using these stuff do not know what you're exactly doing. Because if someone has an idea that there is some or the other way to go ahead and get inside your private space, then it will be very hard for any of them to go ahead and actually gain access to your organization. So yeah, that would be it for this tutorial, and that's how cryptanalysis, encryption and detection attack works. So that's it for this tutorial. In the next tutorial we'll be taking a look at session hijacking and cookie stealing.